Hi, Dr. Craig Gilbert, Director of Music and Worship at Sugar Land First United Methodist Church and Chair of the Passionate Worship Committee. I'm here today to talk to you about congregational worship participation. It can be really challenging some Sundays and other times when you're in a worship service and you're up here leading worship. Perhaps I'm dressed as a traditional worship leader today. I pull out my hymn book, we pick a hymn, and we start to sing, and your response from your congregation makes you feel like your congregation looks something like this. You know that feeling. You're singing out, the choir is singing out, the organ is playing, the piano is playing, but yet the response that you're getting is as if you're leading worship into the abyss, into a well. There's nothing coming back. It's all going forward from you, but it's not coming back. Well, today I just want to talk to you about a couple of the pitfalls that may be your own doing that you can fix that really would invite the congregation into worship. You know, we tend to look at this hymn book as something that we don't need to change, we don't need to be aware of. But I've had it pointed out to me by many different worship leaders that there's some things in here that really we need to be aware of. One of the first ones is key. Is the key that you're singing it in still the kind of key that your congregation can sing back to you? You know, many of these hymns were arranged hundreds of years ago. Voices have changed, people have changed, we don't sing quite the way that we used to, and we don't necessarily sing as high as we used to. And many hymns in our hymn book have E's and F's and G's as the upper notes, and no one wants to hear everyone singing those notes, and so people don't. And so because they feel like the song is too high, they get afraid of it and they don't want to respond. You know, it's pretty easy to go through this hymn book and change a key. Just lower it by a half step or a whole step, or even be bold and take it down a third. If you don't have the ability to transcribe or transpose a hymn, there are many hymn books now that have some of your same beloved hymns that are in lower keys. So one very interesting resource is a hymn book that I have that's designed for senior singers. And it is all of their favorite hymns, all of the favorite hymns of the church, but everything is down almost a third to a fourth, so that anyone with a voice that maybe does not have the range that it used to can still sing these beloved hymns, just in a key that's a little bit more fan-friendly, as it were. So you might want to consider that. You know, another thing that we tend to do, and I'm guilty of this myself sometimes, is we sing our hymns so slowly. Have you ever noticed that you start at one tempo and by the time you get to the fourth verse of something, it has slowed down to a crawl? It is really hard for congregations to sing when hymns don't have a tempo that's brisk and clear. We don't have trained singers in most of our congregations, so breathing technique is very difficult. So now if you're singing a song that's really high and you're singing it really slow, they're having to breathe after every 2 notes or every 3 notes to try to make it to the end of a hymn. And what you end up with is by the time you get to the end of the hymn, the congregation sounds like they've run a mile. They're breathing so hard. We need to be aware of those things. Just because we can do it, or just because our choirs can do it, can your congregation do it? If you are singing along sometime and you drop the organ out and there's nothing out there, the first person you probably should look at is you in your planning. And going through your keys and your tempos. It's just very simple, 2 simple things. We'll have more videos on this subject as we go, but I just wanted to offer those to you as just a beginning place. And this goes for contemporary people too. If you're leading a contemporary service with a full band and you're having some of the same issues, I would encourage you the same place to start. Key and tempo. Key and tempo. Are you singing songs in a key the congregation can sing, and are you doing them at a tempo that they can participate with? We have to remember that we don't lead trained singers. We lead people, though, who want to sing. So we have to make that invitation. We have to break down that wall and invite them to sing. Hope this helps you out, and like I said, there will be plenty more videos coming. So have a blessed day, and I hope your worship goes great each and every Sunday.